In the biosphere, on planet Earth, justice is a very, very important force. It's a force. It's a force of policing evil, protecting and thriving the good. It's not just individual rights. It's a lot more than individual rights because justice evolves a civilization. The greater the justice, the better a civilization. If justice is weak, if it's corrupt, if it's too expensive, if it's too long, if it takes 6 years to get a decision, if there's not enough money to even cover the trials, then there won't be any justice. And therefore, society will remain backwards. Justice is in need of a civilization like food is a need for a person to eat and survive. Through justice, when it's good, the good will thrive and grow and evil will perish. And as evil perishes, the good becomes more powerful. Justice is very important. The government, the judicial system has to be very, very powerful, very, very good to protect the good and to get rid of evil. But if the justice itself is corrupt, okay, if the judicial system exists as its own entity to enrich its own managers, the justice is going to fail. One of the signs that justice on this planet is not so good is that we often roll our eyes at the judicial system. It's so heavy, it's so paperwork. The legal papers have to be folded in a certain manner. The jargon is especially designed to prevent anybody from defending themselves in the justice system. Only lawyers can understand the jargon of justice, which is crazy. Justice has to become user-friendly, easy. It doesn't have to be complicated. The vocabulary this heavy vocabulary has to slowly disappear because it prevents justice. People are afraid to get into the justice system because it's too heavy, it's too long, it's too expensive. The judicial system, the force of justice, is biospheric, which means it's on this planet. It's not a hand from the sky. If we pray to a God outside of this planet, expect justice, we're going to wait a long time. Even Jesus did not defeat the Romans. The Romans were in power about 400 years after Jesus. And the Franks, which were the barbarians or considered barbarians at the time, defeated the Roman Empire of the time. If we wait for an angel from the sky to stop evil, like it stopped Abraham from killing his own son, we're going to wait a long time. We haven't seen angels for a while. Justice is internal, which means it comes from life evolution itself. If life evolution fails to develop a good and powerful justice system, then life will continuously suffer hundreds of years of injustice as it has in the past in human history. We've had feudal ages in Europe lasting thousands of years, where kings treated people like garbage. There was no justice until there was a rebellion from within. There was an organization for justice. It takes a power on earth to develop, to bring justice. And that judicial system cannot be corrupted. You can't pay $400, $500 an hour for a lawyer and expect good justice. Justice has to be almost free. It has to be available. The government has to take care of justice. It has to invite justice. There's a lot of crimes. There's a lot of violence. There's a lot of theft. A lot of the people, a lot of the victims don't even go towards the justice system because it's too complicated. It's too long. It's too expensive. So therefore, all the hurdles in the justice system prevent justice. The fact that there are so many appellate courts only further injustice. Justice has to be easy, quick. It can't cost an arm and a leg. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. There's not going to be any justice. And therefore, the evil forces will flourish. And often the evil forces actually use the justice system to prevail, right? And the good remains bound. The judicial system is not made for lawyers to be rich. The judicial system is made to bring a good society where evil is afraid of the good, which is often not the case. I mean, how often do we see a lawyer carrying around, a bag of Britannica encyclopedias for a case? The paperwork in the judicial system is outrageous. There's no effort in the judicial system to simplify it, to digitalize it, to make it easy to understand for everybody so that everybody can understand what's going on. Purposely, it's made heavy. It's made with very heavy words that nobody can understand except lawyers, so that lawyers are always busy. That's not the purpose of justice. There's a sign in life where justice is good is when evil begins to decline, when the prisons begin to be empty, and the good begins to thrive. That's when justice is winning. But this is not what's happening. The jails are usually so full that if new prisoners come in, old prisoners have to be handpicked to leave the prisons in order for the new prisoners to get in. The evil is a lot stronger than the good. The good is also afraid to punish evil seriously, to enslave it, even to kill it, which is sometimes justified. Life needs to protect itself in order to grow. It cannot allow evil to flourish and prosper or multiply or reproduce, because then the good will be further burdened. We need a different idea of justice. Justice is a force of the good to make the good thrive on the planet. It's not just individual rights.